आंखों में आंखें डाल के बात करें।
We as a Christians, we are talking about Quran, or if we are talking about Prophet Muhammad, you can have a long prison or you can have a death sentence, death penalty. Therefore, we are here today to protest against that law, that it should be not with us, because as a Christians, we have a belief on Jesus, and therefore we want that it should be not on us. Normally, it should be most of the time, in the 1 year time, lot of cases happen, forced convention or then forced marriage, and with us young girls are kidnapped, raped. Most of them fake blasphemy cases are blamed on us. Now recently in Sargodha, there was a Nazir Masih. They have killed him and they have burned his factory only on fake blasphemy law. Therefore, we are asking to the Pakistani government to give us a justice and to leave the blasphemy law and make the amendment at least on that if someone is speaking lie and blame on fake, that he should will have the same punishment. Thank you.
मेरे ख्याल में हम इंग्लिश में जो है ना इनको पता चलना चाहिए कि हमें जस्टिस चाहिए.
It was so cruel. It is not normal. And इसलिए हमें ये कोशिश करना चाहिए कि हम अपनी आवाज उठाते रहे, बुलंद करते रहे, ताकि ये so we can make it happen that it will be less, because this will not end. And अभी मैं देख रही हूँ, it is very nice to see that I guess the majority here are men. औरतें हमारी इधर मुझे वैसे काफी कम दिख रही है. There are many incidents where women are related. Forced conversion औरतों की भी होती है, rape cases औरतों की होती हैं, लेकिन मर्द, this is really so sweet. ये अभी जो organize किया गया है, ये हमारे मर्दों ने किया है. And this is so good. जब औरतों का भी हुकूक के दिन होते हैं, तो ये मर्द organize करते हैं. हम औरतें क्या करती, कुछ भी नहीं करती. हम घर पे
के लिए जिन्हें रोज कत्ल किया जा रहा है, जिन्हें रोज मारा जा रहा है, सिर्फ एक नाम पे कि वो मसीह है. और मसीह होने की सजा ये है कि उन पर ईंटें बरसाई जाती है, चर्चिस चलाए जाते हैं. हम बोलो शेर, शेर, शेर.
Dear friends, comrades, journalists, academia, and human rights defenders who have gathered here in front of the European Parliament today. This is very unfortunate that Pakistan, which was ostensibly created with the help of 2 minority votes, and unfortunately 1 vote was the vote of a Christian member of the Parliament of that time. And today, the Christians in Pakistan are the most victimized community beside Hindus, Sikhs and Ahmadiyas. After every 3 months, we used to see such dreadful news coming out from various parts of Pakistan that somewhere the Christian couples are burned alive, they are mercilessly and cold-bloodedly killed, and there is no justice, there is no accountability, and no perpetrator is booked under the law. Pakistan, under its international obligation, is bound to protect life, liberty and property of all its citizens, irrespective of their caste, color, creed, social and other orientation. I would suggest you to take some practical and pragmatic action. Create a petition for the European Parliament Human Rights Committee, Foreign Affairs Committee, for the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva. Depute one person who can speak fiercely at UN Geneva, so that world community is already informed. But from your part, there should be more. aware about the current situation. The rule of law is absent in Pakistan since ages. That's why the Blues are fighting, the Sindhis are fighting, the Pashtuns are fighting, even they are Muslims. And we, the people of Pakistan, we occupied Jammu Kashmir, we are also fighting for the basic and fundamental human rights from Pakistan. So you are not the only one who are victimized, but the problem is you are also killed. And now, thank you once again for inviting us and to share our feelings, our thoughts and our solidarity with you and with your cause. Thank you very much.
Wake up, wake up! Pakistan government! We want justice! 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 We want justice!
We're here outside the European Parliament in Brussels, Place Luxembourg. This is a space which is often used for manifestations, demonstrations. It's a big kind of vocal outlet for civil society, and as you can probably hear, there's a lot of vocal outletting going on at this particular moment. What we have here today is the Pakistani community in Belgium and indeed from the Netherlands complaining, bringing attention to the persecution, continued persecution of Christians in Pakistan. Recently, we heard of the horrific lynching of a young Pakistani gentleman, a Christian gentleman in Pakistan. With the connivance of the authorities, the police just stood by and let it happen. I have here with me now Jamil Maqsood. Jamil is a gentleman of Kashmiri origin, but from the Pakistani community. Jamil, you're a very, very well-established and experienced human rights campaigner here in Brussels. Tell us something about the situation facing Christians and maybe even other minority groups in Pakistan.
Thank you very much for inviting me to shed light on the current and ongoing situation in Pakistan, especially against religious minorities. And this is a continuous series since the Pakistan was created. At that time, there were 17% of minorities, but now they were reduced to 2% only. So this is very unfortunate that the religious minorities are facing extreme persecution, not only by the state agents, but state itself. Since Article 295C was inducted into 1973 Constitution, the maximum punishment of blasphemy laws is only 3 months in jail. There is no capital punishment against that article. But whenever someone is blamed, the mob is supported and encouraged to take the course of law into their hands. And so they kill women, children, elderly people, handicapped, whatsoever they see. And this is one thing. The other thing is the state itself is an orchestrator in such kind of human rights violations that are perpetuated against religious minorities, against Hindus, Sikhs, Ahmadiyya Muslim community, and also the Christians are one of the biggest victim of this entire game which is being played by the state of Pakistan with the help of religious terrorist organization like TLP, Lashkar-e-Jhangvi, Sipah-e-Saba. There are many groups which are created by the deep state who operate with the help of deep state to inflict such damage, such harm on religious minorities in the country.
We're also joined outside the Parliament by Manel Masalmi. Manel, you're also a very experienced human rights campaigner based here in Brussels, and you represent the Organisation for the European Defence of Minorities. You are also a very vocal campaigner on women's rights. Whenever we have a human rights situation such as that we're talking about in Pakistan, it does tend to be women who bear the brunt of these problems. And this is just, we're not just talking about Pakistan here. Wherever there are problems like this, it's women who bear the brunt, isn't it? What do you say about the situation in Pakistan relating to women and to children? Are they facing any threats to their freedom, to their safety, to their lives that are unique to women?
Exactly. Thank you, Gary, for the interview. We are here today to show solidarity with Mr. Nazir, who is a victim of blasphemy laws, and as Mr. Jamil explained, the mob. Unfortunately, women are also victims of blasphemy laws, forced conversion, and forced marriage, especially young girls, not only Hindu and Christian minorities, but also Muslim community as well. So women are the first victim of human rights violations, especially in terms of forced marriage, in terms of forced conversion for Hindu and Christian young girls, and also in terms of human rights violation, and in terms of physical and verbal violence. Unfortunately, women cannot get enough rights and equal rights in terms of education, in terms of independence and economic independence, and the situation in Pakistan is very particular. So that's why we are here. We want to support our Pakistani sisters, and especially the minorities, the religious minorities, because we know they are targeted more than the majority. But of course, when it has to do with women's rights, I believe that we should support everybody, and I think that women in Pakistan are targeted by the extremist groups, and they are forced for conversion and early marriage, especially for young girls, and also they have no access to education in certain villages. So I believe that we need to support women's rights in Pakistan, because through women's rights we can get equality and justice for all. Thank you.
So the human rights issues in Pakistan are many and seem to affect everybody in society. Pakistan enjoys a special trading status with the European Union. It's known as GSP+. This benefits the Pakistani regime enormously. On 3 consecutive years, the European Parliament, an elected body, has called for the European Commission to suspend Pakistan's GSP+ status in the light of these ongoing human rights abuses. Each time, the European Commission has completely ignored the will of an overwhelming majority of elected politicians, and Pakistan continues to enjoy this favoured trading status. Democracy in action, ladies and gentlemen.